All right. Looks like we're live here.
Okay.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name is JJ Maniquis. I am your Bike for Humanity host, and I'm here with ElliptiGO CEO Bryan Pate. What's up, Bryan? How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
Doing well. Been running around San Diego. I was over in OB and doing some work and ran into traffic on the way back home.
I know there's traffic now. It's like the benefits of the pandemic are shutting down. You know, the freeways used to be totally open.
They're slowly dwindling away, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I know we've been doing Bike for Humanity since the start of the pandemic. Were you involved in the first one?
No, I caught wind of the first one right as it was happening, and then I connected with Tony like a week after. It's just like, dude, that looks really cool. How do we get involved? And so we got involved in the second one.
Nice, that's right. And we met in Balboa Park. That was a fun.
Yeah, the day of it.
The day of it, yeah. The second run or
yeah,
ride.
the day of the second ride. That's exactly right.
So for you on that day, how far did you ride? Did you ride from home all the way to Balboa Park?
I did. I rode from Solana Beach to Balboa Park for our interview, and then I think I just rode straight back to Solana Beach. So I think it was about a 50-mile day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a normal ride for you, or is that a
no? My normal ride is the one I did today. It's 15 miles, and just from my house up the top of Torrey Pines, where the golf course is.
Oh,
and
nice.
Then back. Yeah. So it's one of the nicest rides in the world. It really is.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. It's especially off the Pacific Coast Highway. That's a really nice.
Yeah, as you come out of Del Mar, you know, and you're coming down and you can see La Jolla and the cliffs. It's just amazing. And then you go to the top of Torrey Pines, you turn around, and then you have this really nice long descent where you see the lagoon and all the mountains, and then again back on the ocean. So
that's awesome. And what are you planning on for this ride coming up May 1st?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm in the middle of some serious hiking training. So I think I'm just going to do that same ride. I'm going to do that 15-mile. I think I'm going to do that 15-mile ride.
Nice.
That'll be my plan.
That'll be a fun one for you.
Yeah.
So you said you reached out to Tony, and that's how you guys got started with Bike for Humanity. Did you know Bill too before that also?
Well, yeah. I've been a member of San Diego Sport Innovators for 12 years now. And so I've gotten to know Tony through that and Bill through that. And so, you know, everyone knows who Bill is.
Oh, I know, right?
And I've had the good fortune of having some good quality conversations with him. We served on a panel once together, and I got to go over to his house once, and his house is like a museum. So, yeah. So it's been fun. The Bike for Humanity team's all been really, really great people, just, you know, passionate about a really good cause. So it's been great.
Yeah. So for this ride, we're teaming up with Free Bikes for Kidz, and every $25 donated gets a kid on a new bike or on a refurbished bike.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
Super cool. Super cool. Yeah, that really resonated with us as a company. In fact, every year until this last year, we volunteer down at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. They have a refurbished bike program around the holidays, and it's called Community Resource Center. It's their holiday basket program. And so we've gone down there and, you know, rinsed on bikes for 4 hours straight. And it's super cool, right? It's super cool to take these bikes that haven't been ridden for a couple of years, and you put new parts on them, and then, you know, it's going to go into some kid's hands and give them freedom.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think, you know, and these kids really need these bikes. You know, they're less privileged, and to have your first bike, I mean, that's amazing. I mean,
yeah, that's a life experience.
Do you recall having your first bike?
Of course, as a kid. I remember my dad like running behind me, this hand on the seat, and then he'd let go, and then boom, right over into the grass. You know,
right into the grass, huh?
Right into the grass, and then a couple days later, you figure out the balance, and then you've got this life skill, right? This ability to ride a bike.
Yep. I still remember mine. I had a red BMX bike with training
Yeah.
wheels, and
Okay.
I lived up in Arrow Drive by the stadium. You go up.
Yeah. Gnarly hill.
Yeah, and yeah, right by the police station over there. And I remember riding that my training wheels. That was one of my first memories riding a bike.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I mean, I grew up in Coronado, and having a bike as a kid, you basically could go anywhere, right?
oh yeah.
Like, it's just was not that much different from having a car.
How
And
awesome
so,
are the bike paths in Coronado?
oh, now they're amazing.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, there were none. There was no such thing as a bike path, right?
Yeah.
So it's been sort of fun to see how that has developed really all over the county. The volume of bike paths, and I mean, the cycling infrastructure in San Diego, and getting from Solana Beach down to Old Town is pretty doable in a safe way.
Uh-huh.
In fact, we did a ride. A group of us did a 130-mile ride. We went up to the tip of Oceanside, the very north end of the county, and then we went all the way down to Border State Park, which is the right
Oh,
where
yeah.
where at the
Friendship
Bowl Arena.
Friendship Park.
Yeah, the Friendship Gate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Friendship Gate, Border State Park, and the Friendship Gate. They have that monument there, and you can just stand there and look at our side of the border and the Mexican side of the border, and then came back, and it was a lot of it on bike path, almost all of it in bike lanes. And the parts that weren't in bike path or bike lanes were really, really, residential streets that were totally safe.
That's awesome. And I think over by like the Rose Canyon area, they're building like a new
Dude,
path, right?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, that Rose Canyon bypass has been around for a while. So it's been around for at least 20 years. I can remember doing it in the late 90s.
Yep.
But now it's super wide, really safe. They've redone the train tracks through there too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And there's a crazy overpass that I haven't taken yet over UCSD.
Oh, you haven't taken that one? Yeah.
I have not. You used to have to go to the east side of the freeway, so the northbound side of the freeway off of, I think it was Genesee, and then you would take that road. You'd be on the freeway doing like 50 miles an hour on your bike, trying to in the shoulder of the freeway, and then you would immediately go off on whatever that first exit is, Carmel Valley Road or whatever. It's not Carmel Valley, Sereno Valley Road, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was pretty sketchy. But now they have this crazy overpass that I still have yet to ride, but looks really cool.
Do you ever go to Mission Bay, where the Campland by the bay is, and the Mike Gotch Bridge? That's a really cool bridge.
Which bridge is that?
It's a biking only / pedestrian only bridge, and it connects it's right by the baseball fields of Mission Bay High School.
Yeah. Where there's a little bike path that runs along the river.
Yeah.
That comes out there.
Yep.
And then if you come out that bike path and make a right, so it's Deanza Cove, baseball fields. There's like a little golf golf course too.
Yeah. Right over that area. That's
that little bridge is cool.
That's a beautiful place to ride. I ride a electric skateboard of all things.
Oh yeah.
So I rode my bike through that or my electric skateboard through that.
How fast does your electric skateboard go?
It goes up to 30 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Yeah, and 30-mile charge. So I actually just got off of it. I was on it a couple hours ago.
Okay. I was chasing a guy in New York City. New York City has great cycling.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy, we got onto to the West Side Highway bike path at the same time. And this guy was on an electric skateboard and I was on an ElliptiGO. And I worked my tail off trying to catch this guy for about 8 miles and never could.
That seems crazy.
That guy had to be going 20 miles an hour and just cruising along. And meanwhile, I'm just working as hard as I can to try to catch him.
I got to have my helmet on and everything.
Yeah. So 30 miles an hour. Now I don't feel so bad. I thought he was maybe limited to 20 and I couldn't catch him, but maybe he was doing faster than that.
My board's got 3 levels to it. It's got like a 1, 2, and a 3. And I always keep it at the slowest one because knowing myself, I'd fall off of it.
Yeah. 30 miles an hour is pretty real.
Yeah. I wouldn't even try it because I'm not falling off of that in 30 miles an hour. Game over. Oh, man. So back to Bike for Humanity. So ElliptiGO, can you, well, actually, ElliptiGO, let's talk about your bikes. Can you talk
Sure.
about how ElliptiGO got started? And wow, it's grown a lot through the years.
Yeah, so it's been really fun. I had the idea back in 2005, and then partnered with a friend of mine, Brent Teal, who's a mechanical engineer, and we both come from the triathlon community. So I'd done an Ironman, he'd done an Ironman. He became a pretty successful ultra marathoner. And when I was 32, I lost the ability to run for exercise. So just my knees and hips from, I was in the Marine Corps infantry and played football and did a lot of stupid things when I was young that I paid for when I was what I thought was old, but now realize when I was still pretty young at 32.
That's young, huh?
Keeps getting younger every year. And so I was really frustrated, stuck in a gym, hated the gym experience, and just hit me one day like I should be able to ride this elliptical style motion outside. So the whole idea was to recreate running without impact. And so we started off with that vision in 2005. 2010, after we did 5 different generations of prototypes, we actually launched our first product, and it was an immediate success. And now some of the best athletes in the world train on it religiously. I just got an email yesterday from a former pro football player, Lawrence Jackson.
Wow.
And he was telling me he played at USC and then played in the pros, and now he's doing some efforts in East Los Angeles to try to create a little bit of a healthier lifestyle with some of the folks in that community. And he was just saying, hey, Bryan, I just want to thank you for creating this device. I never thought I'd be able to run like this again. And so it's like little things like that are just like super cool personally, where, you know, regardless how the business does, it just feels like we're doing something good in the world, helping people re-engage in a running like endeavor when they thought they'd never be able to do that again.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're helping their health by putting a bike like this out. That's
for
awesome.
Sure. Yeah, because they're not gonna, like, you know, as a triathlete, I did a lot of cycling, and cycling's great, but I wasn't going to get into cycling. And so it's really, if you're not going to bike and you can't run, it's really hard outside of a gym to get in a hard workout because of the impact. And so to have the ability to really push myself as hard as I do without any damage to my body is pretty remarkable.
That's awesome. And I see that you've had people like Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod.
Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez trains on one. She has one in Miami and one in Los Angeles. Shaquille O'Neal just bought his third. That was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
He put like a big video out on it. And so we usually find out about these celebrities, like Jimmy Fallon, when he launched his book on Instagram, he did it from his ElliptiGO.
Really?
And so so we're like, oh, I guess Jimmy Fallon has an ElliptiGO. So stuff like that is really, that's fun. It's not as cool as getting the "you've changed my life" emails, but it's fun that the people who take their fitness seriously, like Jennifer Lopez, see the tool as a credible device to help them achieve their goals. And even more the professional runners. So 2 of the women who are going to represent the U.S. at the Olympics in the marathon, both of them train on ElliptiGOs. In fact, one of them, Molly Seidel, won our world championships last year.
Oh, wow.
So she raced an ElliptiGO up Palomar Mountain.
Oh, that's a struggle for a person like me, but an Olympian.
Well, it's a hard thing. I don't care who you are. Even a world-class athlete. There's some other Olympians that have gotten to the top and said that was the hardest thing they'd ever done.
Wow. Palomar Mountain. Now, for those of you that are not watching and are not familiar, Palomar Mountain is one of the tallest mountains around San Diego area, right?
Yeah. It's I think it's about 5,400 feet at the peak. The climb we do is 4,200 feet. It's 11.7 miles. And it's ranked as the 16th toughest in the entire country.
That's amazing.
So it's above category in cycling terminology, meaning it's so hard they don't rate it. They just put it in this there's like you rate climbs 1 through 5, and then there are their climbs that are really just too hard to rate, and they get what are called above category.
It's
so that's what.
It's beware.
Yeah,
That's the rating.
Like, this is a bad choice. This is a bad choice.
It's the red on the engine, right?
Yes,
the red part.
Exactly.
So I know you got to go in a couple minutes. So let's talk about the ride on May 1st. Now I see a guy here. I live in Mira Mesa, off of like Calle Cristobal, Camino Santa Fe, every day on his ElliptiGO. Same ElliptiGO. And I think that's cool because the ElliptiGO riders on the second ride, they really rallied behind Bike for Humanity. I mean, did you see all the pictures and stuff? I mean, you sent me a bunch of pictures.
Around the world, South Africa, Netherlands, a bunch of guys in the Netherlands with the windmills in the background, the Eiffel Tower in France. Some people were out in Paris, Australia, and then I think we were in 48 states in the country. We had riders, so we had over 1,000 ElliptiGO riders for Bike for Humanity too. And I think the reason is that Bike for Humanity as a concept really resonated with our people. They care about the world. They want to give back. And in the lockdown, they saw it as a way to really form community with other ElliptiGO riders.
Yep.
In the spirit of doing something good in the world. So it was great. I think it just hit at a right time, and we were happy to have 1,000 riders out there. I think they generated $35,000. I know it was over $30,000 the ElliptiGO riders raised.
That's amazing. And
it was a good amount.
And to let the ElliptiGO riders know that haven't signed up yet, we got medals for this ride, and it looks like this.
Yeah. Free bikes for kids.
Free bikes for kids. So we're gonna let you go. I know you got to get going, but if you go to bikeforhumanity.com, you can sign up and donate. Certain tiers, you can get this shirt, you can get the medal, you can get a water bottle, and like special exclusives. We're giving away signed basketballs by Bill Walton. So yeah, people stay tuned. And I think, Bryan, are you going to be at the Zoom party tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow night, 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Bill Walton and Dean Karnazes, longtime ElliptiGO rider and enthusiast. He'll be there. So it should be a really good experience. And I'm excited. If you haven't signed up for Bike for Humanity yet, definitely get on there. We've only got a couple weeks, and we want to make this one the biggest and the best one ever. So let's make it happen.
Definitely, Bryan. Well, thank you for your time. And everybody check out ElliptiGO. What's the website they can
ElliptiGO.com. ElliptiGO.com. Or you can just Google outdoor elliptical bike bike that you stand up on the road, anything like that. So ElliptiGO, ElliptiGO.
Awesome. Check that out, guys. And for Bike for Humanity, I'm JJ Maniquis. Thanks a lot, Bryan, and we'll see you tomorrow night at the Zoom party.
Right on, JJ. See you tomorrow night. Bye.